the shows.
Great, I had fun. Where's the TV? Where's the VCR?
They were stolen.
Stolen?
The bad news is they think they will lose in the Super Bowl to Aaron Rodgers. And Joshy, with not an ounce of hyperbole, said that would be the worst day of his life.
Someone left the door open.
You left the door open?
Oh, I was cooking and I came in to get the spatula.
And Joshy, I believe you were once held up at gunpoint. Is that correct?
Yeah, sure was. Yeah. That'd be a walk in the park in comparison. I've staked my whole reputation on this. I can't have them winning Super Bowls without the Packers.
I want a minute.
I left the door open because I was going to bring the spatula right back.
Wait, you left the lock open or the door open?
The door.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue with Gabe Neitzel and Mark Chamorro. Here's Jen Latta.
Well, the good news for Joshy is that did not come to fruition. Unfortunately for neither side.
That's another thing to add to my list.
You've got a long list. You okay, man? Like I am. We had fun. We had fun yesterday. We had
I
fun.
got two things on my list. Two.
Okay, what's this list?
I don't remember what one of them is, but I do know that one is I'm not listening to one thing these pundits say about the Bears.
Yep.
What was the other one?
You're not listening. So Chewy, these were Chewy's NFL resolutions.
Yes, that's what they were. Resolutions. What was the other one? Fans, help me out. It's your own.
I mean, I know what it is.
Rechew on a Wednesday. You know what it is?
Yeah, I know what it is.
What is it?
It has something to do with the Green Bay Packers. And the defense.
Oh, the D-line. Yeah, that's another one. And now another one is I'm not listening to any of these preseason predictions that these clowns make.
We had fun yesterday talking about how you haven't been able to lift weights. I had multiple people talk to me yesterday after the show asking if you were okay because you haven't been able to work out in so long and you want to write your own prescriptions and all these things. Man, you're on one today already. You're an angry elf.
A lot of people piss me off. I healed myself with my elbow. That's fixed.
Wait. In the last 22 hours, you have managed to fix your own elbow?
Yeah, because I texted someone with the pack and I said, hey, when I had bicep tendonitis bad back in the day, what did you do? I forgot. He's like, direct pressure. You got to put direct pressure on the ligaments to break it up, and then your body will move it up your arm and get rid of it. You know what works? That.
So what? You just get you just get an elbow sleeve?
No, you take your hand in direct pressure of where it hurts on the tendons, and you just hold it down there. It hurts like an MF, and you just move it up, and eventually the clog, the tendonitis, breaks up, and your body absorbs it and it moves on. Half of my pain is gone today.
Wait, so how long?
Why do I go to a doctor? Why do I even bother with doctors?
It seems like you texted a doctor and got this advice yesterday.
No. It's like, well, let's get an x-ray. Well, why get an x-ray? That way I can charge you $700.
Well, yeah. But whoever you texted yesterday told you what to do in order to alleviate the pain.
Yeah, and I cut to the chase because I've had this tendonitis before, and he's like, direct pressure. And that goes to brain injury, you know? No one wants to say you have a brain injury when you struggle like this. You see what I'm saying? So I clearly forgot, and I'm like, oh, that's right, direct pressure.
I forget stuff all the time.
So I plan to be in the weight room by Monday.
Are you going to do
now,
anything?
If I listened to other people, it would have probably been another month.
So are you going to get so the direct pressure obviously helps. Are you going to get an elbow sleeve, like a compression sleeve to put on there?
Doesn't work. I mean, it makes it feel good and all that. At the end of the day,
sounds like it works.
At the end of the day, what they told me to do worked. Okay, I already did it this morning. I'll do it again, and I plan to be in the weight room by Monday.
I think you should. I think you should keep the elbow sleeve on. I think the compression's going to be good for the elbow because it's going to be good for the elbow and help prevent the injury in the future.
Isn't it also direct pressure?
No, that's just warm and fuzzies. That's, we used to have a name for those guys back in the day.
Potatoes?
No, gear queet. Well,
No.
gear.
See?
People,
This is
people that wear the gear that look real good. We had, like, when I coached junior football with my kids way back in the day, you know who the kids that stunk? That probably should have took a band? The kids that had the elbow sleeves and, the towel hanging from their shorts and the cleats that match their shorts, right? Mm-hmm. We had a name for those. And they always stunk.
We got it.
Yeah, we were picking up what you were putting down there, pal.
Okay.
By the way,
So I'm just going meat and potatoes. That's all you got to go to. Meat and potatoes. Go with what works. This works. Thank you. Thank you very much.
well, but we're not sure if this is going to work because you thought you had things that had worked before, went to the gym, and then had to leave the gym and not go back. Like, you've been in and out of the gym, right?
I was getting the wrong information. Wrong information.
From?
Had a buddy text me, hey, get this thing, you put it on your forearm and make it feel good. Crap.
Oh, is that like one of those?
Get an elbow sleeve, this,
like one
that.
of the bands?
Oh, it'll get the...
Like
yeah.
one of the bands for tennis elbow?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Can I send that back after wearing it like 6 times?
No. Nope.
How much does that even cost?
I'm done listening to the wrong people. That's it in a nutshell.
Well, it's
Like, Gabe, if it's golf related, I'm coming to you.
All right. Hey,
Josh.
all right. I'm his golf guy.
Josh, if I'm going in the woods and chopping some trees, I'm talking to you. Okay? I am done.
If he needs
I'm done.
lumberjack advice, he's texting Josh.
My cup runneth over.
Why didn't you go to the doctors and the experts like right away? Because it seems like
Because they're supposed to know. They're supposed to know.
no. I'm saying, isn't the person you talk to a doctor or at least an athletic trainer?
It's an athletic trainer.
Well, that seems
And
like
I
the first
know-
person.
It's Dr. Adjacent.
Right.
Well, they're what I am. That's like
Clearly
me. I've had
not.
every-
They knew.
I forgot, which is fine. It tracks. It tracks.
Wait,
right?
so who did you talk? Who have you talked to? So this has been, for those just joining us, you have not been able to consistently lift weights for 6 weeks. Is that where we're on? 6 weeks?
It'll be 6 weeks Monday.
Okay, so right
Yes.
now we're at 5.5. So you haven't been able to consistently lift weights for 5.5 weeks. Like, who have you talked to prior to texting your buddy who is an athletic trainer?
My doctor, a buddy who used to work for Pfizer for years. You know what he told me? This was his advice. You want to hear his advice?
Some pills for you.
No. And I love pills. Well, my doctor sent me placebos. That's what I call them, placebos. They did
sugar
nothing.
pills. Like you're
You know
a
what my
horse?
buddy's evaluation of my elbow was?
What's that?
You're old. You're old. Oh, thanks a lot.
What? Yeah, the
One
guy.
call, Gabe. Gabe. One call, 50% of the pain gone.
Well, I mean, also.
Hold on. In 11 o'clock, what time is it now?
It's 8:09
the
by
conversion.
you. 7:09 here. 8:09
So
by
21 hours ago. 21 hours ago, the information I got rid of half the pain.
But I mean, you have to take some of the responsibility here. Sure, the doctor
No,
let you
I'm
down.
not taking-
The doctor
No,
let you
no,
down.
no,
I'll
no,
give you
no,
that.
no.
But why are you texting a guy who works for Pfizer? Like, he's just a sales dude at Pfizer. Like, what does he know? He knows about pills. He has nothing about anatomy and elbows. I'm sure he's hooked you up with other things.
Hold on. You know what pills he told me to get?
Well, you can make a guess.
The ones he used to peddle. Garbage.
Don't you use those? Isn't it the one thing your wife tracks in the house?
No. These are anti-inflammatories.
Oh.
Yeah. These are anti-inflammatories. Terrible. I mean, I'm done listening to the wrong people. Like Ashton, worthless. What do you do? What do you do? I mean, what the hell do you do?
For those who don't know,
Been
Ashton
asking for a
Rotman,
list.
executive producer of ESPN Milwaukee.
What a quick transition.
Been asking for a list for 3 weeks. 3 weeks. Still haven't got it. I'm done going to the wrong people. I'm going right to the top, wherever the top is.
Who's the top in this scenario
but
with Ashton?
Isn't Ashton the top?
No.
In terms of
I'm just, you know what? I'll flub it up, make a mess of it, and he'll have no right to say anything. Would you agree with that?
I mean, it depends upon what you flub up.
The job I'm supposed to do.
I mean, if
Boy, he's texting. Let's see what he says. Let's see what the big lerp says.
Lord, lost control. We've lost contain.
You're going to get your stupid list. They are your stories.
Brain
Yeah, I guess
injury.
I'll get
That's not going to. Yep, that's not going to help anybody.
Brain injury.
Chef Ed says, "Wow, Chewy has doctor arrogance." So I'm going to have to add that to the list of things that we have arrogances about on this show. That is an incredibly long list, by the way, that I've just added to.
Oh, yeah. I think that's already on there.
So medical arrogance is on there. I don't know.
Medical arrogance?
Yeah, I guess medical arrogance kind of fits under, doctor fits under that, I guess. So I guess we already had it on there.
I'm trying to think what you could call me about.
Oh, call you?
Call me about
you're
borscht. You could call me about tractors. You could call me about
wine.
planting. You
Wine.
could call me definitely
you're-
about cutting grass.
Yeah, no.
Cutting grass, Gabe?
First and so yes, I have talked to you. The most things I have talked to you about are probably wine, because I've always gotten good suggestions for you. Like if I want to gift somebody a nice bottle of wine, you're always the go-to. You've got good answers for that. I have talked to you about my lawn.
But Gabe, hold on, Gabe, with the wine. I don't have the arrogance because I can give you the basics, but I have a buddy who's a sommelier, and then I can go to them.
Oh, yeah, I'm not saying you have an arrogance.
Right?
I'm just saying, like, in terms of, like, if I'm your golf guy, you're my wine guy,
Yes.
you're my lawn guy, and then, throughout the course of every season, you're my football guy.
In my lawn, I know lawn, but I give full credit to Jake the Snake at the Legends because he's the one who taught me how to do a great lawn. I don't think people do that.
Oh, I know,
I don't
Jake,
think
yeah.
people do that, Joshy. I'm a researcher. I research.
Excuse me?
I research.
No, you're a guy. You've got a guy for everything who helps you.
Yes,
then
thank you. Great.
I mean, that's very common. You got to have a guy for something. You got to have a plumbing guy, an electrical guy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Got to have a guy.
Yeah. You summed it up perfectly. I'm a guy.
If you were to power rank which guy is the most valuable to have, because you need a car guy. That's a guy that's important. Anything like electrical guy and plumbing guys are also very important to have because those are so specialized. I don't want to be, as you've said before, famously, you don't mess with electricity. When it comes to that stuff, I'm immediately hands off. Nope. Gonna ask somebody who knows. I'm not gonna be the one to screw this up.
Yeah. I don't think people do that though. I really don't think they do.
I think a lot of people do.
I think some people are. Like a check with me. Like Angry down here does everything for me, right?
I don't know if you have the right to call
Sprinkler's
anybody
broken.
angry right now.
Angry will come over fix. And I'm like the sous chef of everything. That's what I call I'm the sous chef. I don't need to be the chef.
You're just helping everybody out get into where they need to go. A couple of texts here that I want to get to on the Carbless Talk and Text line. List is more. Chris says, you mean Chewy couldn't reach out to Brett or Jerry Rice and get one of those copper fit arm sleeves?
Do those work?
I feel like this is the perfect time to find out.
Probably not.
But I will tell you this. And thank God for my guy. And I've told you this a million times. When I had Achilles problems, to the point where I'm like, I don't think I can play. He said, try these magnets. Took away 50% of the pain. Took half the pain away.
So I don't know how to interpret this, so I'll leave this one to you. Dustin texted in, I actually thought Chewy was smart, and it was all just a shtick, but now I actually think I was wrong. Is he really just this dumb?
Wow.
Yeah, but I have smart people. That's the thing, is would you rather be smart on an island or dumb on a continent? And what I mean by that is my smarts alone aren't enough to go through life, right? So dumb. I surround myself with really smart people, except a handful.
Well, because you got to be entertained. Those other people are around for entertainment purposes only, right?
No, like the Blammer.
Yeah.
Phony, right? Phony. Every piece of equipment in the world doesn't know how to operate it, right? Planting corn.
But I mean,
he's opposite. Whatever he does, do the opposite.
But he had to have been smart at something. Like, he was a former pharmacist, so there's some intelligence that goes into that.
What, counting? Yeah, that's hard. 1,
all right,
2.
Does that fall under? Does pharmacy arrogance fall under medical arrogance, or is that its own separate arrogance?
There is a little bit. There's a little bit.
I don't feel like just anybody can be a pharmacist.
Yeah, you got to go to school, specialized school for that. Next thing you know, you should be saying they should have their own schools.
Yeah, but he calls himself a doctor. I'm like, doctor of what? Huh?
Doctor of corn.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. We're off the rails here. We'll try to right the ship because Matt LaFleur did speak yesterday. We have Adam Schefter coming up on the show as well today. We'll get to all that coming up next on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Never miss out on a second of the show. Find Jen, Gabe, and Chewy on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand. Sponsored by Celsius Essential Energy Drink.
We've got an accident westbound on 94 right about at 70th Street, the on-ramp there. It's off on the right shoulder, squads with it. It's not really affecting your ride, though, because everybody's moving along past it pretty well, and there's light enough volume. No other delays around the rest of the system either. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, sunny morning, then the afternoon clouds roll in. Evening snow showers with a high of 23. Tonight, snow showers with less than an inch of accumulation, breezy, a low of 20. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga, 94.5 ESPN.
The Jen, Gabe, and Chewy podcast is sponsored by Celsius Energy Drink, and I am here to tell you it makes a huge difference in my mornings. With a unique blend of essential energy and key vitamins, Celsius is your partner to an active lifestyle. My favorite, the Peach Vibe. Learn more at Celsius.com and pick up Celsius Energy Drinks today.
Do you want to have more fun watching the NFL playoffs? Try playing Sleeper Picks. Just download the Sleeper app today and pick more or less on at least 2 players' projected stats. You can win up to 100 times your cash. For a limited time, Sleeper has a special offer. New users have to just play $5 and they'll receive $55 in free entries. Just download the Sleeper app today and use code BRAD, B-R-A-D. Must be 18 years or older. Promo code, location, and other restrictions apply. Minimum deposit $25. See terms of use for details. Please play responsibly. Call 1-800-426-2537 for help.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-777-1225. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-777-1225. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-777-1225. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-777-1225. 800-777-1225 or biglou.com.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Jen, has college football gotten a little sleazy where you can recruit a little? No, I'm saying from the standpoint, it used to be. That was good.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Don't you love it? Don't you love it? No, I ain't happy yet. But I'm way less sad.
There were a lot of things that came out of Matt LaFleur's press conference yesterday. But I think the one that caught my attention the most, and maybe it's your influence, big guy, because you talk about all the time about, you maybe, honestly, you wouldn't be in the chair you're in if you would have lasted 2 or 3 years in Green Bay and flamed out. Like, you wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Andy Reid. Like, you wouldn't have been as good of a player without Andy. Because Andy was your position coach when you got to Green Bay and he taught you so much. So when I hear Matt LaFleur say, he's going to talk to the assistant coaches, the only thing he knows for sure is that Tom Clements is retiring. Tom has told him that, so Tom is going to be stepping away after he returned to work with Aaron Rodgers once again, and then, of course, has been, the quarterback coach the last 2 years for Jordan Love, and now Tom is going to retire. This is a big deal, right?
Does that tell you anything? Tell you anything from the standpoint of who's the OC in Detroit?
Ben Johnson.
Ben Johnson turned down head coaching jobs last year because he knew they were so close, and they knew they were going to be really good this year to winning it. Does that resonate with Tom Clements at all?
I don't think so, just because Tom was already retired. Like, he was retired when he came back to the Packers.
Yeah, he's 71 years old.
My guess is that he had probably made a decision going in, like, okay, this is probably going to be it for me.
You think so? But what if they were uber close? Uber.
Like, if they made it to the NFC Championship game this year, maybe that changes it. But also, especially the life of a positional coach, that's a grind, man. And you're not making the money that Rich Bisaccia is making. Like, you're still making good money, don't get me wrong.
He's making good. Yeah, he's making good cheese.
He's making good money, but he's not making $2 million.
But you don't think, even as a player, you're like, oh my God, we're this close, we can do it. I've never got. Did he get a ring? I don't think. Yeah, he must have got a ring.
Yeah, he got one in 10. Yeah, because he was with Brett, and then he was with Aaron, and then he retired.
When you're uber close, and you know you're good, and something happens and derails you, and you lose the season before, don't you ponder it a little bit?
Well, so the fact that it happened yesterday made me think that he made the decision going in, this is probably going to be my last year. Like, he knew going in. Because it's you have to have, in order to be that, in order to do the best you can, like, the dedication level you have to be a positional coach in the NFL.
Total grind.
Like
total grind.
Like your son right now, Chew, is going through that grind at the college level where he is a positional coach and he's grinding through. If he's 71 years old, is he still going to want to be grinding that hard as a positional coach? I mean,
I could tell you this, Gabe. Losing sucks, and it makes decisions a lot easier.
Yeah.
Because it's terrible.
Doesn't he just want to be in Florida, not living through Green Bay?
You know what? I was about to say, you know what else really helps when you're 71? I don't need this when it's 6 degrees outside.
All right, well, let me ask you this, though. Let's say they made it to the NFC Championship and lost in the last second by a field goal. You think he's making that decision the next day?
Again, I think this is a decision that he made before yesterday. This was a decision that he had probably told Matt LaFleur a while ago. Like, hey, at the end, I'm done. This is it for me. This is my last go-around. This is all I got left.
Yeah, and you might be 100% right. I'm just saying.
It's hard. You're not making a bad point, but it's hard to speculate. Like, we don't know the health of family members, people around him.
Yes.
Like, there's definitely factors. And at 71, you kind of go, would I rather be sitting next to Chewy near the shores,
sipping Mai Tais,
right? Or in Green Bay,
having a damp January,
or in Green Bay, sweating it out, trying to help Jordan Love and Sean Clifford and Malik Willis get better,
grind over footwork tape,
right?
When I could just be enjoying a glass of Chardonnay in a warm location. Yeah, I think that decision's kind of so. But the larger thing is here, Chew, I think whoever they end up hiring is going to be important. Because one of the other things that LaFleur has even talked about yesterday was, some of the consistency within Jordan Love, making sure you're doing the right things with your footwork, making sure that's good. So that falls down on the positional coach. Whoever is that next hire at that quarterback coach position is going to be really important. I think there's a reason why, Chew, you typically see in terms of being an upper echelon offensive coach in the NFL, the progress is usually quarterback coach, and then from QB coach, you go to OC, and then OC to head coach. Like that next hire as the quarterback coach, this is going to be really important for the Packers.
Very important because Jordan still has a lot of development to do.
Correct.
Right? So when I lost Andy Reid, I think it was going into my 6th year, right? So I pretty much knew what I was doing, right?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't need really any more development. And Mike Sherman, who came in next, was coming right from the college game. And he didn't know anything about, well, not anything, but he didn't really know how the pro game worked. And what I needed from him, and he was great, because I remember the first meeting during minicamp, he handed me the clicker and said, teach me and these guys how to play tight end, which I thought was a little weird, but I'm like, okay, because Mike got it. Mike got it. Mike had always been an offensive line coach, never coached a skill position, and me and him, we had a great relationship, and I basically just said to him, flood me with information. Flood me with information, and my brain will kick out what I don't need. And he's like, okay. And that's what he did. Jordan's not there yet.
No.
It was probably the same thing with Aaron, and then it became the same thing with Brett, right? Your footwork is what it is. Okay, you throw off your back foot, but you're very accurate doing it. Jordan isn't there yet. He still needs development. He still needs to see things. So they can't bring in a Mike Sherman. Because when Andy he left the tight ends, and then he went to the quarterback room and became Brett's coach, which I knew was going to happen. I told him that was going to happen because I'm omniscient. It was kind of the same thing. Mm-hmm. It's like Andy didn't need to teach Brett drops and skills and this. It was just information here. Okay? They're going to disguise this. They're going to go to cover 2. Blah-blah. Jordan's not there yet. So Jordan needs a coach. He needs a Andy Reid type. For me.
There is.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah, there is an interesting name out there. And we'll discuss that name because he decided to throw his name into the hat. We'll discuss that name with our guy, Adam Schefter. Joins us for his Wednesday appearance coming up next. Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy continues next on 94.5 ESPN.
Things are backing up a bit on eastbound 94 from 92nd Street all the way to about 30th Street. The westbound side, that earlier accident at 70th has been cleared. We do have some delays still coming out of the stadium interchange to that point. Otherwise, the rest of the system is looking pretty good. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. A sunny morning gives way to afternoon clouds and evening snow showers with a high of 23. Tonight, snow showers less than an inch, though. Breezy with a low of 20 degrees. Weather is brought to you by National Liquor Mart at 16th and National in Milwaukee, packed with the best beer, liquor, seltzer, and spirit deals in town. Open 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily, where your satisfaction is their plan of action. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Now's the time to plan your total experience getaway to the Island Resort and Casino. With over 450 hotel rooms and a luxurious spa, relax in style before diving into nonstop casino action. Watch your favorite teams on the big screens and enjoy great food and drinks at T. McSee Sports Bar, or savor top-tier dining at Horizon Steakhouse. Then amp up your night with live music and comedy. Head to where the big game, big wins, and big fun come together. The Island Resort and Casino.
Ready to tackle your home improvement project this winter? Exterior Pros and Baths is here to help you score big with quality home exterior and shower upgrades. As a 5-time President's Club Award winner, Exterior Pros is not playing around. With flexible financing, it's never been easier to invest in your home without breaking the bank. Get started today and save $2,000. Visit extpros.com or call 262-800-4274. That's 262-800-4274. Trust the pros and kick off your home transformation today.
Robinhood Gold members can now enjoy the VIP treatment, receiving a 3% IRA match on annual retirement contributions. With Robinhood Gold, the perks of the high net worth are now available for any net worth. The new gold standard is here with Robinhood Gold. To receive a 3% boost on annual IRA contributions, sign up at Robinhood.com/gold. Investing involves risk. 3% match requires Robinhood Gold $5 a month for 1 year from first match. Must keep funds in IRA for 5 years. Go to Robinhood.com/boost. Robinhood Financial LLC member SIPC. Gold membership is offered by Robinhood Gold LLC.
Something amazing is happening in networking. Organizations are scaling with less stress. That's because CDW is designing and implementing intelligent HPE Aruba networking solutions that simplify and secure operations. With automation at the center of your data center, growing pains can be a thing of the past.
I got you.
HPE Aruba Networking and CDW. Make amazing happen. Learn more at cdw.com/Aruba.
It started with a prediction.
We'll go out there and play basketball and win.
And how many games?
6.
It became the culture.
Chance of Bucks in 6.
Being a Bucks fan means you live and breathe Bucks in 6. Brandon Jennings created the prophecy. Tune into Behind the Bucks, the story of Brandon Jennings on the Bucks Plus audio network. Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, and streaming wherever you get your podcasts.
That's for the culture.
Dr. Aaron Holtebeck and his team at Holtebeck Eye Center make vision care a top priority with the latest technologies at their state-of-the-art Brookfield office. Dr. Holtebeck has been helping local patients with their eye care needs for over 20 years. And now, Holtebeck Eye Center is excited to add Dr. Nausheen Abbas to their team. Dr. Abbas is an ophthalmologist and cornea specialist that is now available to see patients. Located in Brookfield near the corner of Calhoun and Capitol, learn more about their services at holtebeck.com.
Everyone's go-to source for all NFL news.
And we're going to get right to some breaking news here that just came down. This tweet from Adam Schefter.
Adam's on the phone. Adam, you got more news? What do you got?
They're going with another move, and here is the man who knows all, Adam Schefter.
It's ESPN NFL insider Adam Schefter.
It's always hard to beat a team 3 times in one season. It just is. I wouldn't be surprised if they meet again, and I wouldn't be surprised if Green Bay is in that game and Green Bay has a chance to win that game.
Adam Schefter on JGC is sponsored by Island Resort and Casino. Gaming, casual, and fine dining. 2 golf courses, a luxury spa, and live entertainment. Your total experience is at the Island.
That's right, our weekly conversations with Adam Schefter brought to you by the Island Resort and Casino. Premier resort destination, the largest north of Milwaukee, with everything you like to do in one awesome location. Visit islandresortandcasino.com and book your total experience today. Always love talking with ESPN NFL insider Adam Schefter. Wednesdays here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Good morning, Adam.
Good morning, Gabe and Chewy. How are we doing?
Doing well, bud. How are you? I get worried about you around this time of year because we just went through the grind of an NFL season, and then with the NFL head coaching openings, and then the Cowboys doing what they're doing, I'm guessing this is a pretty busy time for you.
Yeah, I always think that there are 3 really primary busy times for me. It's always busy, but the 3 that stand out are free agency, number 1. This, number 2, which is when you get teams firing coaches, hiring coaches, playoff games, double, triple pregame shows on the weekends, a lot of stuff. And then the draft. But this is certainly one of the busier times. And, it's been a typical time. Nothing any different. 7 openings right now, or there were 7 openings. 1 was filled in New England. 7 teams making head coaching changes this season. Just par for the course.
Adam, more disappointing exit from the playoffs, Minnesota or Green Bay? And I'll tell you, this is what I think. I think no one thought Minnesota was going to have the year. Certainly no one was predicting them really to make the playoffs. So I think they took a step. Whereas Green Bay, there were some rumblings of, potential Super Bowl aspirations and things like that. So I don't want to say Green Bay took a step back, but they certainly didn't go anywhere. What do you think?
I understand your point. I think Minnesota's may be more disappointing just because of this. On the final Sunday of the season, they're playing for the number 1 seed and didn't win again. They lost 2 straight. They lost 1 game that cost them the division, that cost them a home playoff game, that meant they were going on the road, and then they lost in the playoffs. So literally in an 8-day span, their incredible season went up in smoke. 8 days. It was a great year other than 8 days. And to me, that seems like it seems a bit more disappointing. But the way Green Bay played on Sunday also was disappointing. Like, let's not sugarcoat that. Philadelphia, to me, was inviting the Packers to try to win that game. The Packers never would accept the invitation. The Eagles never pulled away. Eagles didn't play that well. And Green Bay just couldn't get the job done. Just couldn't do it for whatever reason. And you never felt like they were going to win the game either, did you?
Yeah, no. It was. I mean, and they kept saying it on the broadcast, especially Brady. This game feels like it should be 75-0. There was really no juice. Do you think Sam Darnold is back with Minnesota?
I think it's all on the table. I don't know how to answer that right now because I think it's still too murky to tell. I do know that the way that he played the last 2 weeks probably it may have enhanced the chances that he's back because he went from being this really pricey quarterback to where now maybe Minnesota can afford to bring him back on a shorter deal. Maybe there's not some team that's out there that's going to go pay Sam Darnold $42 million a year on a 3-year deal. I'm making that up off the top of my head. And maybe now his numbers came within range to where it's doable that you could have him back, and you have him back along with J.J. McCarthy coming off the torn meniscus. So I would say, if anything, the last 8 days of their season enhanced the chances that I'll be back, but I don't know how it's going to work out.
Adam, I want to talk to you about the Packers quarterback coach opening. And typically I wouldn't ask you, hey, who are some good quarterback coaches they could hire? But the reason why I want to talk to you about it is because your colleague apparently has thrown his name out there because a random Packers fan tweeted yesterday, hey, at Dan Orlovsky 7, the Packers are looking for a QB coach. And Dan responded, would be an honor. Would Dan make a good quarterback coach for the Green Bay Packers?
Yeah, Dan seems to be openly lobbying for some kind of coaching job, and Dan is really smart, really knows football, and I think he'll be a great coach if that's what he wants to do, and it certainly seems like that's what he wants to do because he keeps commenting on social media about coaching. So if that's what he wants to do, that's what he should follow his passion and go do that, and he'd be great at it. He'd be fantastic. He wants to give up the media world that he's created for himself to become a quarterback coach. If that's his passion, that's what he should do. Right?
Yeah.
Adam, can you update us on the head coaching carousel? Dion to Dallas. I've heard Mike McCarthy to New Orleans. Are there any updates? Or
well, here's what I know. I would say that I believe the Lions will lose both their coordinators. I believe both Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn will get head coaching jobs. I think Ben Johnson's going to be in play here in Las Vegas, Jacksonville, Chicago, amongst other places. I think Aaron Glenn's going to be squarely in play in New York with the Jets, with the Saints. Does he take the Jets job? Does he take the Saints job? If he takes the Jets job, there's an opening in New Orleans. Maybe Joe Brady, maybe Mike McCarthy. But Mike McCarthy's with the Bears today. Are the Bears going to hire Mike McCarthy? There's a few guys that I just feel fairly certain about that are square in the mix to get things done. And, like I said, I think Ben Johnson, Aaron Glenn get jobs. Mike McCarthy's got a chance. Joe Brady's got a chance. Trying to think. Dallas, Jerry seems to be doing what Jerry does. He'll kind of do what he wants to do here. I don't know how that's going to play out. He did talk to Dion. I would think at some point he'll talk to Jason Witten. I would think they'll put in for Kellen Moore. To me, it always feels like somebody that he knows, trusts, is comfortable with, has a relationship with, that understands how Dallas works. He's not going to go bring in Ben Johnson. It's not going to happen. So it'll be something like that, but I really don't know how that's going to work out in Dallas right now.
So as we talk with Adam Schefter, ESPN NFL insider on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, how surprised were you that it turned out that way for Mike McCarthy? Because and obviously I was wrong. I was in the group that was just assuming, clearly Mike's going to return to Dallas after Dallas turned down the request from the Bears to talk to Mike McCarthy. And then your report on Monday was that there were no conversations between Mike and Jerry about an extension.
Correct. There never were. And so When I heard that, I said to myself, well, what are we waiting for? It's Monday. He can talk to teams Tuesday. It certainly seems like he's going to be gone from here, right?
That's banana land. How do you wait 24 hours, say, no, you can't talk to my coach? To me, that just turns into pettiness from Jerry Jones when he had such high praise for McCarthy all throughout the course of the regular season. The way that all played out, I guess it's Jerry and anything can happen, but it just seemed very strange to say no, you can't talk to my head coach, and then not talk to your head coach about a possible contract extension.
I agree. I mean, again, if you wanna not keep the guy, if you're gonna not get a deal done, then and someone asks, then go let him talk. What are we waiting for? What's the purpose? Right? It's sort of like if you're dating back in the day and you feel like you're going to be ending a relationship with the woman, and she says, hey, somebody else asked me out. You're not going to say, hey, no, knowing full well that you break it. Don't do that. I want to see how this works out, and then you break up with her 3 days later. Right? I mean, it's kind of crazy, but that's how Jerry handled it. I really don't think it impacted Mike McCarthy in any way. He's with the Bears today. He's going to be in their training facility interviewing. They didn't fill the job. If they had filled the job, it would have been a bad look. But I will say, there was somebody that texted me the other day, an agent of a coach, and he's like, I don't like the way that Jerry handled that. I'm not thrilled about having my guy talk. Now, whatever. In the end, if Jerry has a job and he's offering the job and somebody wants the job, I don't think they're going to hold him back because they don't like the way that Jerry handled Mike McCarthy. And I think Jerry knows that. That's what Jerry does because he thinks he can do whatever he wants, which usually he can.
Adam, what's your gut tell you about Aaron Rodgers? Are the Jets going to release him, and would he be a good fit in Pittsburgh?
Well, he's going to be on the McAfee show today, and I really believe that the first question has to be answered is, does he want to play? That's the first thing, because he, at times last year, didn't look like a guy that wanted to play. And he's 41 years old. Right? So you got to be physically and mentally committed to that before we can start breaking down possibilities. Now, if he wants to play, the Pittsburgh Steelers, I think they'll try to re-sign Russell. I think they'll try to re-sign Russell at a number that works for them. If it gets done, great. If not, and there are any differences and they're haggling, then maybe at that point they say, okay, well, we can't get Russell this price. Maybe we get Aaron Rodgers at that price. I don't know. You start surveying your options. I do think that they're interested in Russell, but I don't think that precludes them from investigating what it would cost to bring in other players and who the other options at quarterback are.
Do you think there's any way he would end up in Minnesota?
Well, there's always a way.
The Brett Favre experiment kind of worked. Same owner.
If he wants to play, there's always that chance. Yes, if he wants to play, we could come up with the scenario that it would be: Sam Darnold leaves in free agency. Rodgers didn't get an opportunity with the Jets or Pittsburgh or New Orleans with Mike McCarthy. If that happens, and all of a sudden Minnesota's, let's bring in Aaron Rodgers today for that job. Yeah, could that happen? Yeah, there's a scenario that could happen. Yeah, I don't think it's likely, but sure. In this league, it's the greatest reality show going. Anything could always happen.
Well, the former Packer on the Jets that I'm most interested in, Adam, is Davante Adams, who was on Up and Adams with Kay Adams yesterday, talking about, he'd be open to, going to places he's been before, talked about how the Packers and maybe having a top receiver, a veteran receiver certainly would help that team. Because he's under contract, that could happen. I mean, I remember the Matthew Stafford trade. That was agreed to. Was that right before a Super Bowl, before he went to the Rams?
Yeah.
So because he's under contract, that basically could happen at any time where he gets released. We're not going to have to wait to March with him, right? Either he's going to be released or traded sometime before then, correct?
Davante or Aaron?
Davante.
Well, it's some kind of ridiculous contract, right? I think if Aaron, if Aaron's not back, and we, you'd have to operate under the assumption they probably won't be, but it's possible. Then I would think that Davante wouldn't be back. So I think all options are on the table, and at some point the Jets will wind up releasing him. But they don't even have a head coach or GM yet. So how could they be deciding to release Davante out when you don't have a head coach or GM.
His cap hit, by the way, next year is $38 million.
Yeah, exactly. Like, who's making that decision? The Jason Wallers of the Jets? I don't think so.
Well, I mean, what's his Madden rating? I mean, the owner's kid could make the decision, right?
They're going to wait till their front office is in place and coaching before they're doing anything like that.
Chewy, you got anything else football related for Adam? Because otherwise, because the golf season started, Adam. So I know it's a busy time for you, but have you started your fantasy golf stuff with the golf season already, underway, or do you guys wait until later in the year to start that off? Because we've already got the 2 tournaments in Hawaii; they've come and gone.
Yeah, well, each week obviously I do a lineup, fancy golf lineup, but our golf pool doesn't start till the players. Who do we like to win the players? Being that Jen is not on the show, let's take this opportunity to figure out who we like to win the players. Who we like?
Well, the players
is to go with Schefter.
Yeah, it's hard not to go with Schefter. The problem with the players
You're talking to Schefter.
Yes,
Scheffler.
Scotty Scheffler. But the problem with Scotty, the problem with Scotty is I want to see him
win his
actually
pool.
play.
That's what I was talking about.
You're picking Adam to win his pool.
Yes.
Like nobody does well consistently other than Scotty at that course at TPC Sawgrass. But I do want to see before I make and go, yes, Scotty, take him for the players. I want to see how he can perform with that hand because he just had hand surgery because he had glass in there that he had to have surgically removed. But
correct.
I mean, using Scotty in that situation, it's one of the, if not the biggest pools out there. So using the best player for the highest pool and the biggest payout, I think that would be wise for you.
We did that last year. It worked out. I don't know how I feel about that. Like I like having Scotty Scheffler in my back pocket. There's never a bad time to use Scotty Scheffler.
No,
never a bad time.
No,
Scotty Scheffler.
No, I mean Xander. Have you been watching any of the TGL stuff, or are you just too busy?
No, I have not. I have not watched it yet so far. I've heard about it, but I saw this one shank that
Kisner had last night.
Yeah, that was quite good. That looked like me at a bunker.
Well, I was about to say, he's a broadcaster now. Maybe they'll let you on one of these teams one of these days.
That's typically the type of shot that I hit out of the sand.
Yeah, if anybody, again, you don't have to search far or wide to find that one over on social media. Adam, we always appreciate the time, buddy, and look forward to talking to you next week as we get closer and closer to the Super Bowl.
Guys, thank you very much. Enjoy the games this week, and my condolences on the Packers.
Adam Schefter. Again, the kind Adam Schefter joining us here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. And he's always brought to us by the Island Resort and Casino, a premier resort destination, largest north of Milwaukee, with everything you like to do in one awesome location. We were just talking about golf with Shefty. I'm planning my golf trip up there this summer because I love going up there, playing those courses. You can do all of that. Visit islandresortandcasino.com and book your total experience today.
More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
Now's the time to plan your total experience getaway to the Island Resort and Casino. With over 450 hotel rooms and a luxurious spa, relax in style before diving into nonstop casino action. Watch your favorite teams on the big screens and enjoy great food and drinks at T. McSee's Sports Bar, or savor top-tier dining at Horizon Steakhouse. Then amp up your night with live music and comedy. Head where the big game, big wins, and big fun come together. The Island Resort and Casino.
Ready for a game changer? Now's the time to take your shot with Quartz, your local provider-owned and affordable health insurance. You can choose from a range of benefits to best support you and your family. Quartz is a proud partner of Aurora Healthcare, so you get to stay in the network you love. Visit quartzbenefits.com or call Saganiac Planning 262-783-6161. Saganiac Planning, a name synonymous with employee benefits and top-notch service. Quartz branded health plans are offered by Quartz Health Benefit Plans Corporation, Quartz Health Plan Corporation, and Quartz Health Insurance Corporation, which are separate legal entities. The Saganiac Planning Marquette Records. Coaches have always said, you got to make your free throws. They would have loved the 2017-18 Marquette team that, as a team, shot better than 80%. How? Marcus Howard missed 7, made 105. Andrew Rousey missed 19, made 175. Sam Hauser missed 10, made 51. And Matt Held, he missed 4 and made 28. A team better than 80% from the line. Saganiac Planning, a name synonymous with employee benefits and top-notch service.
Texting enrolls you in recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply. The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Being young with unlimited energy to burn. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
All guys lose their edge when they turn 40. The body has less testosterone. That's why I take Nugenix Total T.
I've heard about Nugenix. That really works?
Since I started taking Nugenix, I'm lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. I feel more energized at work. It's even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try?
Yep, send a text. It's that easy.
Text HATCH to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. It's the #1 selling testosterone boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do it now and they'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, their newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text HATCH to 42424. That's HATCH to 42424. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Who's looking for a deal? Well, Cousin Subs has a better deal just for you. Cousin's new $10 meal deals are now available online only. Choose between a 7.5-inch ham and provolone, turkey breast, or veggie sub, a bag of chips or regular fry, a regular fountain beverage, and cookie at cousinsubs.com or on the mobile app for just $10. Now that's a better deal. Cousin Subs, we believe in better. Available at participating locations only. Offer subject to change without notice.
This message is sponsored by WisCaregiver.com. Now is the time to start a meaningful career as a caregiver. Make a real difference in people's lives. WisCaregiver.com gives you 2 great options for free. Train for the in-demand caregiver workforce as a CDCP, Certified Direct Care Professional, or become a CNA, Certified Nurse Aide. All training is free. Plus, you can earn a $500 bonus. Learn more. Visit WisCaregiver.com.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
How much will Angie let you grow a beard?
I would say for 3 months I have to keep a beard if I lose.
Okay, and Angie would allow you to have a beard for 3 months.
She doesn't run my life. Drop that.
Yeah, how do you?
On 94.5 ESPN.
So what do you think, Jew? Dan Orlovsky, Packers quarterback coach. Or would you rather have somebody who has experience as a coach trying to help Jordan Love get to that next step?
I mean, I don't like him campaigning for the job. I know he's LaFleur's guy. We don't know if he can coach. You have no idea.
Yeah.
Has he ever coached before?
Not that I know of.
He barely played before. What the hell we know he's a good coach?
Well, isn't that the best kind of coaches, though? The best coaches are the ones that weren't really big-time players. We haven't had...
but here's the problem with big ESPN.
Okay.
And it's been a problem with them for years. The guys who are analysts on that show all of a sudden become better players than they actually were. Am I right or wrong?
I don't know if anybody's flouted, tried to tout Dan Orlovsky as some sort of all-pro.
The most we see of him, and that's when he's on TV, is him running 8 steps out of the end zone.
Yeah. That's the only highlight they ever show of Dan, is when he ran out of the back of the end zone. And makes fun of himself.
I've heard shows and I've heard gush. I think they should just post how many games he started. How many games did he start? Because you've heard the term cup of coffee.
Yeah, well, but he was in the league. But he was in the league for a long time.
Yeah,
how many games did he start?
I don't know games. I'd have
in
to
11 years. How many games did he start?
He attempted 512 passes. That's information I have for you right now.
Okay. You efforting, Gabe?
I am efforting. So in his career, he started 12 games. 7 years, 12 games.
Yeah, he'd make a hell of a coach. Great. Sign him up right now.
Well, but...
No, I don't want a first-year coach. I don't want a first-year coach going his first stop being a quarterback coach at potential. Just because he's on, Gabe, because he's on and he's known...
Sure,
analyzing games and things like that, that makes him a great coach? Is that where we're at now?
No, but saying that he only started 12 games, how many games did Matt LaFleur start in the NFL? He's turned out to be a pretty good coach.
No, I'm not saying it can't be done. Oh, you want Matt LaFleur going right from whatever he did to head coach of the Green Bay Packers? How about a little sample size? How about
but that's
a progression to getting there?
Yeah. Yeah, and that's all I'm at. Like,
You know who's a great analyst who I respect and I love the guy? And I would trust him a hell of a lot more than Orlovsky. You know who that is?
Who's that?
Who's a coach now?
Who's a coach now? Former analyst who's
Joshy?
a coach now.
I've got no idea.
Trent Dilfer. Trent Dilfer.
It's not like he's having a lot of success. He's not. I mean, he went no coaching straight to being the leader of a college football program.
Yeah, that's college of like Incarnate Word or something like that.
I think UAB is where he's at.
UAB.
I believe UAB.
You know?
The only reason I think I know that is because I just saw a social media clip of him complaining about NIL and how his school doesn't have any and teams will just come and poach his players.
Well, that's the way it is.
Yeah,
I mean,
you gotta have money.
You got to deal with it.
Gotta have money.
Did he get some hot water for like pushing a kid when he was in coaching in high school?
I think he might have.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
People don't take too lightly to shoving children in 2024.
Yeah, it's because the world is soft. That's why.
I was going to say,
Josh,
would you care if one of your
football?
kids got shoved by a coach?
I used to shove them all the time.
I was going to say,
But you can shove your own kids. Yes, you can do that.
Yeah.
Your own kids. But I guarantee you, Chew.
Hold on. You guys are really upset now that Mike Holmgren grabbed Billy Schrader's face mask?
No, but I thought it was a little much when my offensive coach, when I was in 8th grade, because he saw Mike Holmgren do that when he did it to me. I thought that was a little much. Yeah. I mean, at the time, I just didn't care. Like, I was more ticked off that I threw a third interception.
No, that would drive me nuts, too, and I think that was wrong. That's why I instituted.
But also,
I instituted a no yelling policy. I threw one of my coaches out of the game. I said, "Go in your car. Go in your car."
What?
No, this is a true story. I told him to leave the field. We do not yell at kids here. Right?
That's awesome.
I do think it does get different at the NFL level.
Yeah, but again, like Holmgren doing that, Chew, yes, that's wildly different than
you spend how many hours?
No, but I loved LaFleur when he ripped into Slayton.
Yeah,
again. I wish he ripped into him a little harder, but I thought that was great.
Yeah,
I was almost out of character. I was surprised by that because usually he just does the "What the hell are you doing?" and it showed some fire. So I'm like, "Hey, we don't. What the hell?"
Again, professional level, wildly different.
Yeah, everyone's getting paid.
There's nothing on, and it was my core had the same belief. There's nothing worse on a football field than being stupid. Would you agree?
Nothing worse
than being stupid.
Yeah, doing something that you know you shouldn't be doing.
Like a block in the back, a blatant block in the back, a late hit. I mean, an egregious late hit. What Slayton did, that's just dumb. Because it changed the game.
Where would throwing a punch be on that? That's dumb, right?
Well, that happens. Well, it happened.
Yeah, but also like throwing a punch at somebody's head while they're wearing a helmet, like you're only going to break your hand.
I've done that.
Yeah, I know you have.
Throwing a punch isn't bad if you do it first. You have to do it first. Would you agree? You have to.
Look, I have not gotten in a fight on an NFL field, so I am going to defer to you in this situation.
Yeah.
I have no area of expertise. I have no area of reference for this. I completely defer to you.
Day, this is how stupid it was. Unless it was a real fight and a good fight, because the rule was from where the players are fighting, they put a 5-yard ring, and if you enter that 5-yard ring, you get fined $5,000. So if it's not a real fight and a fake fight, I ain't going inside that 5-yard ring.
How many times did you get fined for going inside the 5-yard ring?
Never. I've never been fined in my life. Now, Frank?
It's a different story on that one. We've got some grades we want to hand out because the Packers season is over. We'll do that in 2 minutes. Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy are back after this on 94.5 ESPN.
Eastbound 94 right at the end of the ramp from 41 southbound to 94 eastbound. We do have a crash on the left shoulder, so watch out for that. Delays then from that point pretty much all the way through the stadium interchange. The westbound side slowing down from 16th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. We got backups on southbound 41 from south of Appleton down to Capitol, and then a little bit more around the North Avenue curve. Northbound's backed up from Blue Mound Road pretty much all the way up to Burleigh. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, sunny morning, then the afternoon clouds roll in. Evening snow showers, a high of 23. Tonight, snow showers less than an inch, a breezy, and a low of 20. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Now's the time to plan your total experience getaway to the Island Resort and Casino. With over 450 hotel rooms and a luxurious spa, relax in style before diving into nonstop casino action. Watch your favorite teams on the big screens and enjoy great food and drinks at T. McSee Sports Bar, or savor top-tier dining at Horizon Steakhouse. Then amp up your night with live music and comedy. Head to where the big game, big wins, and big fun come together. The Island Resort and Casino.
Join Milwaukee Panthers men's basketball for an exciting weekend of hoops action at UWM Panther Arena. On Friday, Milwaukee takes on Youngstown State at 7, followed by a Sunday matinee with Robert Morris at 2. Experience all the action, including rim-rattling dunks, clutch three-pointers, and game-changing blocks. Tickets start at $13. Help tilt the floor. Visit MKEPanthers.com to select your seat. Panther Athletics for the MKE.
Hey, this is Homer. You're listening to the home of Marquette basketball. 94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station. Showtime. The right way to start your day. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Again, the good news is USA Today thinks the Packers will go 13-4 this season. I assume they believe that Jordan Love will be under center for the season, which is something that we do think is going to happen.
Oh, hi. Welcome back. How were the shows?
Great, I had fun. Where's the TV? Where's the VCR?
They were stolen.
Stolen?
The bad news is they think they will lose in the Super Bowl to Aaron Rodgers. And Joshy, with not an ounce of hyperbole, said that would be the worst day of his life.
Someone left the door open.
You left the door open? Oh, you know, I was cooking and I came in to get the spatula.
And Joshy, I believe you were once held up at gunpoint. Is that correct?
Yeah, sure was. Yeah. That'd be a walk in the park in comparison. I've staked my whole reputation on this. I can't have him winning Super Bowls without the Packers.
I want a minute.
I left the door open because I was going to bring the spatula right back. Wait, you left the lock open or the door open? The door.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue with Gabe Neitzel and Mark Chamara. Here's Jen Latta.
Before we move on to grades, there were a couple of these texts, so I just want to clear them up on the Carbless Talking text line. 800-990-3776. Less is more. So Sean Mannion was brought in as the Packers' assistant quarterback coach. And maybe I'm looking too much into this, but if he was just going to automatically be brought from assistant quarterback coach to regular quarterback coach, wouldn't LaFleur have just said that yesterday? Like, oh, hey, Tom Clements is retiring. Sean Mannion did a great job with us this year, so he's going to be our next quarterback coach. And look, Mannion still could be the next QB coach, but I'm guessing that maybe they want to talk to a couple different people before it happens.
Yeah, LaFleur said basically there was 3 different guys on the staff who were going to get interviews for that job, and Mannion was one of them.
Yeah. But I don't think it's a slam dunk that he's suddenly going to be the quarterback coach, even though he was the assistant last year.
No, you want the way it goes. Obviously, your offensive coordinator is very important. Then it goes O-line coach, right? Very important. And then it goes quarterback coach. So that's the progression of it all. Speaking of wit, going back to the punching, did you see the video I just sent you guys?
So Chewy sent
wasn't that a penalty? How wasn't that a penalty?
Chewy just sent us a video from Super Bowl 32 where he is blocking Bill Romanowski. And obviously, my guess is that because it was a pretty innocuous play by itself. Were you dominating him all day and he was just frustrated, so then he took a swipe at you?
Yeah, because I caught a ball over the middle, and it was right over his head, and I might have pushed off a little bit. He's a whiny little baby. I can't stand it. And I went to college with the guy. He's a douche. But that's just the way you went. But to my point before, you notice how I didn't punch him back.
Because you knew you'd be the second guy, and you would have gotten caught.
Should that have been a penalty?
Yeah.
And that was late in the game.
Yeah,
Josh?
absolutely. That's a 15-yard penalty.
Yes, by letter of the law. Now, in 1994, how often?
Well, this is 1997.
Sorry. How often is that a penalty?
Well, I mean, the referee was right there.
Didn't Bill Romanowski
can you
just
put
get
that
away
on the
with that
poll?
stuff?
Can you put that on the poll and just say, was this? I mean, a punt. That wasn't a slap. They called it. Was that a slap or a punch?
Either way, it's a penalty.
Yeah, it's
I know, but if you have penalty. It's a closed fist. That's a punch, right?
Was it a closed fist?
Also, I don't think it matters when they're throwing the flag for that, if your hand's open or not.
Yeah, I know.
No, but the 15 yards would have been real nice, right?
So what I'm really, it would have been really good. Oh, yeah, it was a closed fist. Yeah, it should have been, potentially ejectionable in 2024. Why was he screaming and pointing at you right before the snap?
Because he said I flinched. He said I flinched, which I did. He's just a little baby because I worked him like a fiddle early in the game. Might have been talking a little trash, too.
What? Whoa! Wow. I thought you didn't talk trash.
He's a knob.
I thought you famously never talked trash. Like, you famously apologized
Not the nice
once.
guys.
Didn't you apologize after talking trash once?
Yes, to Merton Hanks and McDonald from San Francisco. I did apologize.
But you didn't apologize, I'm assuming, to Bill.
He's not worth the breath in my lungs right now. Can we do grades?
Did somebody send you that video? I don't know how you got your hands on that video.
Oh, like I know how to do stuff. We just talked about it earlier in the show.
No.
And if I don't,
what we
then
established is that you have guys for everything.
Not everything. Well, I have support staff. Let's just call it that. Let's not call it guys. Let's just call it a support staff.
All right.
I think, hold on, one more thing. I think Ashton's really mad at me, though.
Well,
which is stupid.
Because you were really mad at him. So you lashed out at him. Now he's upset because you were upset. Someone's got to be the bigger man here, Chew. Is it going to be you or is it going to have to be Ashy?
No, I'll apologize, but...
Are you going to apologize? Are you going to apologize privately?
Mike Sherman wouldn't do that. Mike Sherman, do I still think I play sometimes?
Yeah, of course you do. Of course you do.
Wait a minute. That was kind of derogatory.
What? What was derogatory?
Adam. Ashton's kind of my coach.
Yeah.
So flood me with information and give me the stuff I need, right? Fair enough?
Fair enough.
Mike Sherman wouldn't wait 3 weeks.
Yeah, but this isn't the NFL.
I think if you still put it on your application, it still applies. Josh, are you with me?
All right, so
Josh.
I don't know what that means.
Okay.
Former professional athlete does not go away.
But now what you're implying is that you filled out some sort of application to work here, which I do not believe you did.
You don't even know if you get paid.
What's ADP stand for, by the way?
I don't know.
See, you guys don't know.
I just know that that's where I go when I have to fill out, any vacation time or anything like that.
I think I might have filled something out for them. Don't know what it was, but I think I did.
Guessing it was your direct deposit. We do want to hand out offensive grades. Wanted to do this yesterday, got distracted, want to do it today. We're to be distracted once again. We're going to do this for the rest of the week here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, where we're going to hand out some grades offensively, defensively, and then on Friday we'll hit up the front office and the coaching staff. So we'll just do positional groups on offense, Chewy. Not necessarily specific players, but obviously Jordan Love's play is going to factor a lot into that quarterback grade since he played the majority of the games.
Can I put one caveat in here?
Please.
You have to take their salary into account when grading.
Okay.
But is that fair?
Yeah.
Josh, is that fair?
Sure.
Well, what the hell?
Well, I mean, that gets kind of hairy with the guys on rookie contracts. Because wouldn't they then get a bump up better than they were? You just want to do this so you can downgrade Jordan Love more, and that's really
Correct.
the only place it's going to.
That and Rashawn Gary.
Yeah.
Well, no.
Tomorrow.
But I wanna pump up like Rasheed Walker, who I thought had a fantastic year.
Fantastic. I mean, for a 7th-round pick, yes. Guy got a lot of penalties. I think he led the team.
I don't think you need to factor in the salary. It's either you're good or you're not, right?
All right, let's roll with it, I guess.
Okay, so we're not, again, it's not individual players. We're doing positional groups. Let's go ahead and start with the offensive line. What grade would you give the offensive line for the Green Bay Packers? They had one of the top 5 rushers in the league. Jordan Love was sacked a league low 14 times during the regular season.
I think it was 22 was the end number.
Okay, so he got sacked 14
It was
and
the
then
second. Yeah.
Are you including playoffs?
Yeah, of course.
I'm between B plus A minus. I'm leaning. Now that I heard those numbers, I'm leaning towards A minus.
Yeah, the only reason I would go B plus here is because the lack of depth was astounding once we got to the playoffs. Like they were very fortunate. They were very fortunate, Chew. You know what? So I think you talked me into it. We can go A minus here.
I'm going to go A minus. I thought they had a hell of a year.
But offensive line depth, like the years like that, where you have the preferred starting offensive line for 16 of the 17 games during the regular season, they don't come around too often. So they need to address the offensive line depth during the offseason for sure.
But a guy like Josh Myers, right?
Mm-hmm.
We sat here and we're like, well, do we move Zach Tom to center before training camp and do this? Zach Myers is fine. He had a great year.
Yeah, he's going to get paid.
He is a good player.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Right?
He's not going to get paid what Corey Linsley did when he left the Packers, but somebody's going to give him a decent contract to be their center next year. I just don't think it's going to be the Pack.
If they're smart, they keep this line in place because it is one of the best offensive lines in the league, and they should do whatever it takes to keep them all together.
I think A is more fair. I think that's a little low, A minus. Like, to be the second best at keeping in all the NFL, keeping your quarterback upright, and to have, I mean, the rushing lanes, Josh Jacobs played great, but, I mean, Emmanuel Wilson and Chris Brooks looked good.
Yeah, they did.
So A? We're going to go A here?
Let's go A minus.
All right.
Well, you want the reason? I'll give you the reason why A minus, right? What position you going next, Gabe?
Tight ends.
Go running back.
Okay.
A. A. You can't give Josh Jacobs the same grade as the O-line.
Make him a plus.
So go A. No, he can't be a plus because he didn't win the rushing title. Saquon's still better than him. Derrick Henry's better than him. He gets an A, and an A is good. You kidding me? An A in my day? Ooh, I'm talking grades for school, not football.
How many A's did you see throughout your schooling career?
That's classified.
Such a great answer. I didn't know what the answer was going to be. I didn't think it was going to be that good.
All right, what do we got next?
Yeah, we don't have to really talk about, I mean, again, the running backs, I mean, you can make the case. I mean, Josh Jacobs was one of the few stars on the team. And even, like, the fact that Emmanuel Wilson and Chris Brooks stepped up when the plan was clearly at the beginning of the season to be A.J. Dillon and Marshawn Lloyd, and to have those guys go through injuries, and the fact that, Chris Brooks kind of became that fullback, yes, I give an A there. Let's go to tight ends.
Tight ends, Tucker Kraft, I give a B plus. And it's not so much him, it's the lack of times his number was called.
So I think he's a B plus. I think the positional group is probably a B or B minus. Because after Tucker Kraft, Luke Musgrave's probably...
Sims is fine.
Yeah, Sims is fine, but that downgrades the position. He's not as good. Luke Musgrave, the injury certainly held him back. Maybe it's a B.
Yeah, I mean, my grade was driven by Tucker Kraft.
Yeah.
I mean, he's still got room to go.
Oh, yeah.
he is trending like he's going to be a big part of this offense that needs to be dialed up more.
Yeah, I'm really hoping that Musgrave and him can stay healthy and have a full off season, because I still have hope for Luke Musgrave, that he can still be good. Because remember what he did in the first half of his rookie season. I'm hoping that wasn't the best of him, and we never see him recapture that. Because if both those guys get going, I think he can do some special stuff with the tight ends position. Wide receivers.
Probably a C+. C+. No one had a ton of receptions. Who was the highest?
The highest, with Jaden Reed ended up being their leading receiver in both yards and catches.
How many catches did he have?
Jaden Reed had, I hate how ESPN does this.
I know. It's just like I'm having the same problem.
Well, because it goes for the postseason, yes. 55 catches for Jaden Reed, 50 catches for Tucker Kraft, 46 for Romeo Dobbs. Reed had 55 catches for 857 yards. But, of course, Reed was also among the league leaders in drops this season.
C+. I mean, everyone loved Christian Watson. You know, he made strides, but at the end of the day, he had 29 catches.
The numbers weren't there, but would you agree that he was the only one who showed improvement this year? Because he made catches, Chew, that we thought he could not make previously.
Yeah. But the problem is this, Gabe. He's not a great route runner, right? He's not a great route runner. I don't care what anyone says. And an ACL certainly is not going to help that.
I'm concerned about and maybe this is just the knee injuries past of the Packers, whether that's Jair, whether that's Bach. I am concerned about your speed receiver going through an ACL surgery in the offseason.
I would agree.
That's concerning.
Yes. I mean, this is a position that needs to be addressed, I'm sorry, and then not addressed by the draft, because the draft is such a crapshoot. They need to go out and get a number one. Whether they do that, that's on them.
And then finally, are you cool? Are you good with that, Josh? C+, wide receivers?
Yeah. Hard to argue, much better.
Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and do it. What grade are you giving the quarterbacks this year for the Green Bay Packers?
B-.
Well, I thought he was going to go harder.
That's a little better than expected.
No. B-. This team will go as he goes. You know, everyone says, well, they're a running team now. Well, they're a running team because the receivers were not that great and their quarterback was just good. When you're making $56 million a year, I expect you to be in the top 5. I don't want to hear it's your second year, it's your 5th year, going into your 6th year. He has to be much better next year.
How do we factor in, and we typically don't have to do this, the fact that there was a backup who came in and put the Packers in the position to win 3 separate games? Is there a bump allowed there? Is the bump factored in?
And honestly, I mean, if you wanted to say the 4th game, because they did take the lead, even though he was in against the Bears, and then the defense blew it.
They found their backup. That's it. They found their backup. Is that going to pump the grade up anymore?
I don't know if I can move it a full
I feel like
minus to B.
Yeah, because Malik, if we're grading individuals, Malik Willis got an A.
A+.
Yeah, like Malik Willis.
Yes, I agree.
Malik Willis gets an A.
For
like
what he was called on to do.
For what he was asked to do and in the manner in which he was asked to, yes. You could even talk me into an A+. The fact that he played those 2 games despite being in Green Bay less than a month. Like, he passes with flying colors. But because he's the backup and the starter is just, it's weighed so much, basically this is a grade on Jordan, and I don't think he can go much higher than a B-.
He's still under contract, correct?
I think Malik has 1 more year. I believe he had 2 years there. I think he's got 1 more year under contract.
If he does the same thing next year, hopefully it doesn't happen, but let's say he wins 2 games for him, think someone will give him a shot at a starting quarterback?
It'd have to be a pretty low grade deal. Like whatever the Steelers gave Justin Fields.
Does it feel like, didn't Matt Flynn go to Seattle and they were expecting him to be the starter, and then Russell Wilson?
Yeah, then they drafted Russell. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they gave him like 15 a year, which at the time was decent starter money.
Malik Willis has 1 year left at $1.4 million.
Screaming deal.
Yeah.
Screaming deal. So adding
what they should do, though? They should extend him if they were smart.
So adding up all that, it's a 3.2 grade average for the offense. Do we feel that's about right?
Yeah.
They were top 10 in both yards and points. So 3.2 seems about right. Yeah.
I think it might be a little low. I have a hard time arguing bumping it up to I think
like a 3.5.
I think 3.5 is probably the sweet spot. I think we're a little colored by the end of the season.
Sure, but if it gets bumped to a 3.5, that just means that
it'd feel different. It'd feel different if your offensive line was a B- and your quarterback was an A-.
Yeah, I should probably have to wait.
Then I would say bump up, but the way it panned out, no, I think 3.2 is good.
What do you think the grades are for the Green Bay Packers offense? Join the conversation on the Car Blues Talking text line 800-990-3776. Chewy said they have to address the wide receiver position. Well, a former wide receiver, he commented about that on the Up and Adams show. We'll do that coming up next. But the biggest Bucs fans deserve the biggest Bucs prizes. And now it's time to show us your Bucs. If you already have a Bucs tattoo or a design in mind, now is your time to shine. Send us a picture of your Bucs ink at ESPN Milwaukee on social media by this Monday, January 20th, and you could win 2 lower-level tickets to see the Bucs take on Denver. And while you send in your Bucs ink to ESPN Milwaukee on social media, don't forget to vote for your favorite Bucs as they head to the Bay for the 2025 All-Star Game. Vote now, Bucs.com/All-Star.
Never miss out on a second of the show. Find Jen, Gabe, and Chewy on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand. Sponsored by Celsius Essential Energy Drink.
Still dealing with an accident on 94 eastbound. Technically, it's at the end of the ramp from 41 southbound to eastbound in the Zoo interchange. So watch out for that. We've also got more delays then from about 76th Street all the way through the stadium. Westbound's going to be slow from 27th Street out past Mitchell Boulevard. Also a pocket of heavy traffic eastbound 94 in Waukesha County from Springdale Road all the way to Brookfield Road. Southbound 43 heavy from Hampton all the way down towards Center Street. We've got northbound 4394 a bit backed up as well coming out of the Plainfield curve up past Oklahoma Avenue. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today. Sunny morning, afternoon clouds increasing, then evening snow showers, a high of 23. Tonight, snow showers less than an inch, breezy with a low of 20. Weather is brought to you by the Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center in Waukesha. Join their 2-man scramble tournament and play Pebble Beach for a chance to win cash through the 31st. Sign up at wisconsinindoorgolfcenter.com. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Now's the time to plan your total experience getaway to the Island Resort and Casino. With over 450 hotel rooms and a luxurious spa, relax in style before diving into nonstop casino action. Watch your favorite teams on the big screens and enjoy great food and drinks at T. McSee Sports Bar or savor top-tier dining at Horizon Steakhouse. Then amp up your night with live music and comedy. Head to where the big game, big wins, and big fun come together. The Island Resort and Casino.
Celebrate Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s legacy with the Bucs at Fiserv Forum on Sunday, January 19th. This annual MLK celebration game presented by We Energies honors Dr. King's spirit of community advocacy. Catch the Bucs in action on the court with a special halftime performance, the We Energies Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Speech Contest winner. For more information and to purchase tickets, visit bucs.com/impact.
With a local Milwaukee team, Fifth Third Bank knows what success looks like. They've been serving businesses and individuals in the area for nearly 15 years, including a long-standing commitment to the healthcare industry. From expansion to treasury management, Fifth Third offers a full suite of financial services and solutions across the healthcare spectrum to meet the complex moments you're navigating. Fifth Third Bank, National Association, custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC.
Great Midwest Bank has document imaging technology from James Imaging Systems, a 100% locally owned and managed business technology company. The bank's IT systems administrator, Michael Quizan, comments on the value of local.
We call on them at any point, they're there. We ask them any questions that we have, they're there.
James Imaging Systems, local business technology solutions, local support, local accountability. Luther Gray, Director of Ticket Operations and Group Sales for the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra.
If an issue does arise, they're very prompt, polite, and professional. It makes me feel empowered because I find it very easy to resolve something.
James Imaging Systems client, Al Leidinger, President of Matheson Manufacturing, summarized the benefit of local.
James Imaging has been a really good partner with us from the beginning.
Go with local. Go with James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com.
You're listening to Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
And then you have Raj, who I didn't think he just didn't have the body type of a right tackle.
I have a question.
Yes.
I have a question. Who the hell are you talking about?
What's his name? Yash.
Raj? Like, I was thinking, okay,
Who's Raj? You tell us, buddy.
On 94.5 ESPN.
we got people disagreeing with our offensive line grade, Chew. Buzzy from Beloit says B+, no more for O-line on the Carbless Talking text line. Brad saying, wait, what? O-line gets an A-, allowed a league low 15 sacks. Love had one game over 300 yards. But I think that, again, first of all, there's apparently no A+. And we wanted to make sure that the running back position, specifically Josh Jacobs, stood out as the highest grade on offense.
Yeah. Fair enough. I got a question for you.
Okay.
And I just posed it to Joshy, who
boy.
I disagree with. When it comes to banana bread, which I love. You love banana bread?
Yeah, banana bread's great. Great way to get rid of those old bananas.
I appreciate that my wife baked banana bread.
Sure.
But when you put chocolate chip in it, it wrecks it. It wrecks the bread. Am I right or wrong?
You're wrong. It elevates the bread.
No, it does not. It does not. Banana bread stands alone. Now, zucchini bread, I could see chocolate chips. Not banana bread. Banana bread stands on its own. You're not four, okay? It's like chocolate chip pancakes. Fine for a 4 to a 10-year-old.
Sure.
At 56, I don't want chocolate chips in my pancakes. I'm sorry.
But, I agree. If I slice into a piece of banana bread and it's just a regular piece of banana bread, I'm not upset.
Yes.
I'm great. But if it's got chocolate chips on it,
no,
hell yeah.
Wrecks it.
It's just it's just like a hidden little treat. Hidden little treat inside the banana bread.
I'm eating it right now because I'm a little hungry, and all you taste is the chocolate. That's it.
It's
Make
your
chocolate bread then.
palate.
Make chocolate bread. Banana bread, warm, little butter on it, stands alone.
What would chocolate bread look like?
Pumpernickel.
I mean, would you eat chocolate chip pancakes and then put syrup on that? I mean, what are we doing?
No, but I'm also not putting syrup on the on the banana bread with chocolate chips.
Wrecks it. Totally wrecks it. Just I'm
How much of it have you eaten?
I know I'm in a mood today.
Yeah, you're just angry at everybody.
But I think I'm right on this.
All right, put it on the poll.
Now, Ashy, if you want to call in and suck up, now's the time to do it.
So I just posted the poll.
And
6 votes. Every single person says chocolate chips do not ruin it. You're losing by 100% currently.
No, I don't care. Okay? Because when you're right, Josh. Right? There is nothing better than fresh banana bread. It's one of those things that don't need anything more.
How much of this banana bread have you eaten?
Half of it.
I mean, if this
and
was,
I'm gonna
if this
other
was,
half because I don't want to waste.
If this was so offensive to you, yes, thank you for gutting through and eating banana bread with chocolate chips. Oh, the humanity. If this was so offensive to you, did you know before you took that first bite that there were chocolate chips in the banana bread?
No, I cut into it and I'm like, what are you doing? I'm like, why did you put chocolate chips in here?
So why did you then eat? I mean, if it ruins the banana bread, why you knew it was in there? Why did you start eating it?
Because it was either that or a stale bagel. And I almost wish I took the stale bagel. Right? That's where I'm at right now.
All right. Time to welcome in ESPN Milwaukee's executive producer, Ashton Rodman.
I am allowing Chewy to be angry this morning, even though he's a little baby and he's wrong on what he's angry about. However, he is more wrong about this take than anything he's ever said in the 4.5 years of this show, plus the 30 other years he's been doing any other sort of talking in public to the media. There is not a worse take anybody has ever had than chocolate chips do not belong in banana bread. Zucchini bread?
They don't.
What the hell kind of zucchini bread is having chocolate chips? Chocolate and zucchini? Sure, I'd try it. Obviously, look at me. I'm obviously going to eat it. Chocolate chips belong in banana bread. This is a long-standing argument I have with my fiance in our house about every time she makes banana bread. It's wonderful. It's delicious. Every time there's no chocolate chips in it.
It wrecks the bread. It wrecks
Shut
the
up,
bread.
you. It's
All
my
you
turn.
taste is the
You're
chocolate.
wrong. You're wrong. That's the thing. Hey, put this on the poll, please, Josh, if you haven't already. I'll do it. I got it on my phone. I'm sorry for making you do extra work.
It's already
I'll do
up
it.
there.
We're
My guy. All right, great.
We're all over the place on the Carbless Talking text line. Starting with Dan.
This is like chocolate chip ice cream. Dumbest thing I've ever heard of in my entire life.
Yeah, who wants more chocolate? What a dumb thing to do.
Danielle says Chewy was right. No chocolate chips in the banana bread.
This is insane.
Ern King, Chew has bread arrogance. Put it on the list.
He has food arrogance. Yeah, I used to think Chewy was my number 3 food guy when it came to takes on this show. He's number 9 now.
Trent from Oconomowoc. Chewy has had the wildest. Now I lost it. No, man, they're just coming in. They're just coming in fast and furious. We've got Mike from Sheboygan. Play it. The sounder. Chewy is right. Chocolate chips ruin banana bread.
Thank you.
They don't ruin it. They enhance it.
Yes,
I agree
destroys it.
Hold on, Chewy. I want to agree with you for about 0.5% here. I agree that banana bread at its best should be able to stand on its own.
Aaron in Fredonia, tell Chewy I have a great banana bread recipe for him. It's my grandmother's. It's actually banana coffee cake. Tastes just like banana bread, but only twice as moist. There's definitely no chocolate chips.
Twice as what?
Moist.
I like that word.
That sounds good.
You don't like
Ashton,
it? You were
let me ask
laughing
you
about
a
it
question.
yesterday.
I'm listening
When you eat a burrito, do you put Cholula and Tabasco on it? No, you don't.
It's not the same at all. This is
it is.
This is an apples to pickles
The bananas
conversation.
and the chocolate go together on a sundae, not in bread. Okay?
Hold on. Your argument right now is for flavor profiles. You just contradicted yourself, dummy.
It's a terrible. One cancels out the other. I cannot taste the banana bread. All I taste is the chocolate.
I got to be honest, and I'm going to say this, and that's fine if it gets me in trouble. Sounds like the banana bread can't stand it by its own. Sounds like the banana bread's not good enough.
Trent texts in on the Carbless Talking text line. Chewy has some wild takes for being a part of ESPN, and his take on chocolate chips is the most wrong he's ever been.
How is it possible? He said one awesome take a year ago, just about a year ago today, and then he has this take today. I mean, within a year, buddy, you're on two ends of the spectrum. I hope you go viral today even more so.
Are you talking about honey on pizza?
That was my take, and that's a correct take.
No, it was not your take. No. Because they don't call the show and go, hey, tell Ashton he was right about honey on pizza.
You're
they
right,
say, hey, tell Chew.
Yes, well, I don't need my ego stroked, so I don't correct them when that's true. Who made the condiment ranking for the playoffs? Gabe, Josh, can anyone remember?
Was horrible.
Well, I mean, Josh wasn't here, so.
Well, just go with it.
I was helping.
Yeah, he was helping.
What?
Will was helping.
I was a shadow influencer.
You're the sous chef. Man, I don't know if I've ever seen us get this many texts on a single topic.
I wish Adam was.
Hold on, let me ask you a question. Why does everything have to taste good? Why does everything have to go over the top? Why does it have to always, everything's got to taste good?
So you went from chocolate chips ruin it to it actually makes it taste too good now, and I don't want it?
No, it just overpowers it, Joshy. You know?
I've had plenty where I can taste both, and I think the mixture of both, it is a supplement to the original flavor. It improves it. Like, how many things do chocolate chips make worse?
Like, this is where I'm at.
That's where I'm at.
There's like warning. You know how there's warning labels on stuff like cigarettes and booze and do not drink until you're 21? If you are over the age of 11, you should never have chocolate chip pancakes.
Wrong.
What are you, 4?
Wrong.
I don't know what the warning label has to do with any of that.
AC and Tosa on the Carbless Talking text line. Chewy's taste buds are on vacation.
Wow.
Boom roasted.
I'm not backing down. I am not backing down.
Okay, here's the problem. Like, you were standing tall. You were standing strong. until you decided, why does everything have to taste good? So now
Ashton,
what you're doing is
let me ask
admitting
you
that the
this.
banana bread and chocolate chips taste good.
Yes, Chewy.
No, it overpowers. Let me ask you this. Is there such a thing as too many toppings on a pizza?
Yeah, well, yeah, if they're the wrong topping, sure. If there's like 30 toppings on a pizza, I mean, my ideal pizza has, I think, 7 toppings. 6 toppings.
That's stupid. You're
Banana
dumb.
and
But they all
chocolate
work.
is an
Go
infamous
back upstairs.
pairing.
Yeah. And they
Two things on a pizza, maybe 3.
banana and bread and chocolate is technically still 2 flavors.
It's different with bread. It's different with bread.
What about
different with bread.
bagels? How do you take your take
One
on
of these
bagels?
days, I am going to write down all of these and try to make a Chewy life rules book.
Like
He's got so many rules.
I think the borscht ruined him at a young age, and we are just seeing that because the whole appeal of borscht is it's not that good, and it reminds him of old times. Were you just not? You just didn't have it when you were young, so now you're
It's funny you said that, Joshy.
The old times.
Funny you said that because Dyson. You know how big a stew pot is?
Familiar, yes, large.
Dyson made me a stew pot of borscht. It was a triple, and I have 3 inches left in the pot.
Per usual.
In the pot. That was a good one.
We're back, buddy. We're back.
It's so funny to
I'll give you
describe the
credit.
amount of borscht left as inches in a stew pot.
It's like
It's been a domination
It's like the number of
borscht.
fingers on like a
It's like a
bourbon.
10-gallon pot. And he's like, I got 3 inches. I got 3 inches.
Ashton, one other thing.
so dumb.
Can I just say one other thing?
Yes, you may.
One other thing, and then you can go.
I miss you too.
That is the ugliest Buck sweatshirt I have ever seen in my entire life. What color is that? Throw up?
All right,
Is that
hold
pea
on,
soup
hold on,
throw up?
Hold on. I'm going to yell at you some more now. First of all, this is a gift for my fiance, so F you. Secondly, this gets lots of compliments, actually.
What color is that? Just tell me the color.
It is a little pukey. I don't know the color.
No,
Olive?
it's not even olive.
It's like, I don't know, but it does get a
pea
shocking amount of
soup
compliments.
Barf. That should be the color of
His
it.
defense mechanism, this guy.
It is close to pea soup.
Yeah.
Barf.
You guys are supposed to back me up.
Well, I mean, look.
He's not here.
I mean,
Wow,
when he's
late.
right, he's right.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
Oh, you have a dumbass take.
One more that we have to get in here on the Carb List Talk and text line from Craig, saying that this is actually Chewy's second worst food take. The first still being tuna fish with tomato soup.
Yeah. So
what was his take about cheese again? Cheddar cheese is in the top 10
I
cheese?
was confused.
He was
I got
confused. He
by
didn't
the
realize.
Didn't know that
yellow. I
all
got
different
confused
cheeses-
by the yellow.
He didn't realize
Give me
that
a
the
break.
yellow was just cheddar
Yes,
cheese.
yes,
He got confused. So that take was retracted. That was retracted.
Maybe I should delete the liner. I do feel kind of bad. Maybe I should get that out
You're
of the
leading people
system.
down the wrong way.
I kind of do. All right. Bye, Chewy. Love you.
Speaking of pizza, you're going to find a great pizza with Palermo's Pizza, and it is National Pizza Week, and you should be celebrating with Screamin' Sicilian from our friends at Palermo's. And right now, Piggly Wiggly has a sale to scream about. All your favorite Screamin' Sicilians on sale, just $6.99. And I love to talk about all the different flavors and brands and different things Palermo's does. Well, just within Screamin' Sicilian, they have Screamin' Sicilian stuffed crust, Detroit style, Screamin' Sicilian tavern style, and of course, don't forget the regular Screamin' Sicilian. So many different crusts, so many different flavors. There is something for everyone. So head to your local Piggly Wiggly store and stock up on Screamin' Sicilian for just $6.99 now through January 21st. Celebrate National Pizza Week with our friends at Palermo's. Flavor is our family's business.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy continues next on 94.5 ESPN.
We've got a new broken down vehicle to report. This is on the ramp from northbound 43, the Rock Freeway, to 894 northbound in the Hale. Left lane is blocked, so watch out for that. We've also got a crash right at the end of the ramp from 41 southbound to 94 eastbound in the zoo interchange on the left shoulder. More delays then from just before 76th Street through the stadium. The westbound side's going to be backed up from 30th to Mitchell Boulevard. Southbound 43, watch for backups heading in from just south of Hampton all the way down towards North Avenue. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Today, sunny morning, then afternoon clouds increasing. Evening snow showers too with a high of 23. Tonight, snow showers with less than an inch of accumulation. Breezy with a low of 20. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga, 94.5 ESPN.
Whether you are a local who wants to enjoy a night out or you're planning to visit our great city of Milwaukee, enjoy an artfully stylish experience at St. Kate the Arts Hotel. Hey, maybe you got friends coming in from out of town. St. Kate the Arts Hotel is ideally located in the heart of the theater district in downtown Milwaukee. With deluxe accommodations, culinary creativity, on-site art galleries, and nightly live music, you and your friends will enjoy every element of your stay at St. Kate. Learn more and book your stay at stkatearts.com. That's stkatearts.com.
Do you want to have more fun watching the NFL playoffs? Try playing Sleeper Picks. Just download the Sleeper app today and pick more or less on at least 2 players' projected stats. You can win up to 100 times your cash. For a limited time, Sleeper has a special offer. New users have to just play $5 and they'll receive $55 in free entries. Just download the Sleeper app today and use code BRAD, B-R-A-D. Must be 18 years or older. Promo code, location, and other restrictions apply. Minimum deposit $25. See terms of use for details. Please play responsibly. Call 1-800-426-2537 for help.
Look what I found.
What is it?
It's a list of the traditional and modern anniversary gifts for each year of marriage.
Sarah and I use a different list. But go ahead and tell us about yours.
The traditional gift for your first anniversary is paper, but the modern gift is a clock.
Well, our list says the first anniversary is always diamond jewelry.
What's your list called?
The People's Choice.
The traditional gift for your 6th anniversary is iron, but the modern gift is wood.
What a coincidence. For the 6th anniversary, our list says diamonds again. What do you have for the 10th anniversary, Rick?
Traditional is aluminum, modern is diamond jewelry.
Well, there you go. Our lists agree. What have you got for the 7th anniversary?
Copper and a desk set.
Nope. Diamonds again.
I'm beginning to see the wisdom of the People's Choice list.
It's good to have you on board.
Can I ask you something?
Sure.
Did you make up that People's Choice list, or is it real?
Well, we're people, aren't we?
Find the Kesslers nearest you at KesslersDiamonds.com.
Progressive knows finding your new home was a dream come true. You wanted it close to town, with a picture window overlooking a yard. And you found it. Now, when you sit down to dinner, you've got front row seats too. Your neighbor's daily pickleball game. Progressive can't save you from your noisy neighbors, but we can save you money when you bundle your home and auto with us. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers not available in all states.
Hey, fans! Welcome back to Fansville's Cheers and Tears. Oh. Okay, so like everybody deals with losing, right? To a rival on a last-second field goal. Whatever, it's fine. I'm totally fine. But I cope with losing with an ice-cold Dr. Pepper. Those 23 flavors are like so delicious. They totally wash away the pain of your college football team taking a big fat L. College football, it's a pepper thing.
It's Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Unbelievable that they ran all over this vaunted defense, this elite defense.
What Kool-Aid?
Why? It was poop Kool-Aid, and we gobbled it down.
On 94.5 ESPN.
People are just loving Chewy's take on banana bread and how chocolate chips ruin it. They love it either because they agree with him or they think it's the dumbest thing he's ever said. But we do have one here from Jared saying that he can't wait to go to the store and start seeing age recommendations on chocolate chips like toys. They're going to start carting chocolate like alcohol and tobacco. And then we started because you just started lashing out about pizza and all sorts of things. So Ben wants me to ask you on the Carbless Talking text line, Shu, is cheese considered a topping on a pizza?
Oh, no, it's not considered. That's standard. That's cheese, sauce.
Because otherwise, if you don't have cheese, then you're just, it's just basically bread with sauce on it. Like what makes it a pizza is the combination of the three.
My go-to is bacon and onion.
When I am going to it kind of depends upon the place, but like my favorite pizza place, which is, again, there's just nostalgia baked into it. Small place back in Horicon, or just outside of Horicon. Heine's Pizza in Minnesota Junction. It is sausage and mushroom. Cheese sausage mushroom.
I think sausage is beat down. Everyone puts sausage on everything. It's just, I mean, Josh, come on.
It's
Josh.
a classic.
You don't have to have it every time. Every time you don't have to have it.
Of course not. But pepperoni and sausage are the foundational toppings of all pizzas. That is how we do it. Now, when I go to a pizza place, I prefer like a atypical type of pizza. I love a dill pickle pizza. One of my favorites, a buffalo chicken pizza.
See, buffalo chicken pizza. If you want buffalo chicken pizza, just get buffalo wings.
I do both. Why do I need to pick and choose where I'm getting my
to me, buffalo chicken pizza isn't pizza.
Listen to me, but there is a ratio. The buffalo chicken should be 1 out of 20 pizzas.
It's
One time you get it.
50-50 for me.
No, that's bad.
I'm not a red sauce fan.
You're not a connoisseur. What about bougie pizza? That's terrible.
What's bougie pizza?
You know, like the green stuff and the in the cheese that doesn't melt,
pesto?
and prosciutto, and come on, what are we doing here? You know what I'm talking about? The arugula, when they put arugula,
you get a little arugula on it? Sure.
That doesn't belong on a pizza.
I think it belongs more on a pizza.
Arugula, have a salad.
I think it belongs more on a pizza than mac and cheese pizza or barbecue chicken pizza.
That's crazy.
Like that's not pizza to me. That's not pizza.
No.
Like that's a different food group. You want that food, go get that food. Like pizza? That just doesn't make sense.
I don't know why you're trying to rain on if I want buffalo chicken on pizza, if I want the wings, if I want a sandwich, I'm going to get them all. I like buffalo chicken.
You can have whatever you want, but it's a bad decision. All right? That's all we're saying.
Mr. Borscht, I don't think you got a lot of legs.
He's got 3 inches of borscht left. Like, between the caller we had earlier this week, who was taking off because he was so distraught over the Packers game, and made sure, by the way, that he called during the 8 o'clock hour so nobody from his school would be listening to him. And now Chewy saying he's got 3 inches of borscht left. Like, we're going to have a hard time topping these moments for the rest of the year. We're 15 days in.
There's only one problem with borscht. You can't eat it after a certain time because it makes you zizzle. Like, I was up last night 4 times. I don't know what it is, if it's the vinegar or the beets or whatever, but I ate it late last night and...
You sure that's just not your age?
I knew you were going to say that.
I was going to let it go. Chew. I was going to defend you.
Any extra liquid into the system can create a little extra zizzle.
But the age thing is a pizzle, okay? I don't pizzle, okay?
What does that mean?
I think that's. Now, correct me if I'm wrong.
Leaking in your undies?
I think the difference between zizzle and pizzle would be flow.
This is high-end stuff.
Yeah, total flow. Yeah.
If I'm correct, if I'm reading Chewy's mind, it's a flow issue.
If you can still get the stream up to your eyes, you're fine. You're good.
Never tried.
I can't remember the last time I did anything like that. I guess
a weird show.
I guess you're peeing outside a lot. Another thing we've learned about you.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the place you would be able to test that.
Yeah, because you're not really. There's no real aiming spot.
Yeah, I'm not doing that in my bathroom. I'd be out,
too much cleanup.
I'd be homeless if I attempted that.
I got yelled at yesterday.
Oh God, what'd you do?
I got yelled at. Well, because instead of mulch here, you have shells.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, and it doesn't really absorb it as much.
No, she's like, why are these shells all green in this area? And I'm like, oh boy.
Just the salt.
Had to
from
rake it out.
From
keeps the dogs away. No, actually draws the dogs.
Right.
This is a weird show.
I don't know where we go from here. Although I will tell you, Chewy, and I know you're going to take this as a win. Right now, do chocolate chips ruin banana bread? 30% of people agree with you saying yes.
I'll take that all day long.
Although 70% of people are obviously saying no.
It's more than 2.
If you are able, please help the people who have been affected by the California wildfires in 2025. Donate redcross.org/ESPN, redcross.org/ESPN to help the Red Cross respond and help people recover. Again, the website, redcross.org/ESPN.
More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
Now's the time to plan your total experience getaway to the Island Resort and Casino. With over 450 hotel rooms and a luxurious spa, relax in style before diving into nonstop casino action. Watch your favorite teams on the big screens and enjoy great food and drinks at T. McSee Sports Bar, or savor top-tier dining at Horizon Steakhouse. Then amp up your night with live music and comedy. Head to where the big game, big wins, and big fun come together. The Island Resort and Casino.
James Imaging Systems. Local support, local accountability, local business technology representatives. Listen to Matheson Manufacturing President Al Leidinger.
She still checks in to see how things are going and if we need anything. So I really do appreciate that from a customer service standpoint.
Michael Quizan, IT Systems Administrator at Great Midwest Bank, discovered the benefits of working with the local team at James.
Our cost from supplies perspective went down. I mean, we're talking about thousands in a year. So we saved a lot of money by bringing James Imaging on.
James Imaging Systems client Luther Gray, Director of Ticket Operations and Group Sales with the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra, on dealing with James.
They are making sure you get the full value and life of every product that you have with them.
Local support, local accountability, local people. Get it all with James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com.
Kevin Moret for Mentality. Guys, carrying extra belly fat can make you feel frustrated and self-conscious. And let's face it, it changes how others see you. Most new Mentality clients start at only 1/3 of the free testosterone they need, which makes losing that stubborn fat a real struggle. Our doctors specialize in restoring free testosterone and combining it with semaglutide, which targets fat while keeping your muscle. Feel confident in your look again. Visit mentalityhealth.com/radio for a new year offer and get started today. That's mentalityhealth.com/radio.
Elevate your game day gear or any outfit with official merchandise from the Milwaukee Bucks Pro Shop. From authentic jerseys to exclusive apparel and accessories, the Bucks Pro Shop has everything you need to showcase your fandom wherever you go. Cheer the deer to victory with authentic Milwaukee Bucks items. Visit us at the Bucks Pro Shop at Fiserv Forum or Bayshore Mall, or shop online at shop.bucks.com.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Kyle Walsh for Universal Windows Direct. Right now, buy 2 windows and get 2 free. There is no limit and no payments for 3 whole years. Restrictions apply. If you already have a price quote, they'll beat it. Schedule your free in-home estimate today.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
Hey, this is Brad Nortman, here to tell you about my friends at Bank 5-9. Everywhere I go throughout the area, I see Bank 5-9, and it's no wonder why. Not only do they have 14 branch locations, but their employees spend nearly 9,000 hours each year volunteering in the communities that they serve. That's on top of the financial support that they provide to several hundred nonprofits right here in southeastern Wisconsin. If you're looking for a true local community bank, check them out today at bank59.com. Member FDIC.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
I'm going to go with the corn dog, the old corn dog. The corn dog for the
Pierogies
birthday.
and borscht all day long.
That's just crazy. Nobody likes borscht, let alone
God,
on their
it's
birthday.
so good. It's the only thing that makes my mouth water, other than my wife.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Here we go.
As Chewy said, it has been a weird show. But one thing I did want to fit in and get Chewy's opinion on, because the one thing I think we all agree on this show is that the Packers need to at least look into figuring out a little bit better solution for their wide receivers in 2025. Christian Watson, clearly not going to be ready for the start of the season, coming off the ACL injury in Week 18, and just a lot of inconsistencies throughout that group. Tried it for a year. Nobody necessarily separated themselves. They need a number 1 wide receiver. Well, there could be a number one wide receiver that's potentially available in Davante Adams. And he was on Up and Adams, a show he regularly appears on with Kay Adams, talking about the Packers needing veteran wide receiver help.
What do you think the Packers need to focus on, like knowing just like the culture of that team? What are they going to focus on in these coming months?
Well, first off, that's kind of impressive. You know about the black bag.
It's sad. It makes me so sad.
Everybody gets that black bag. That's a sad day for sure. You're walking around doing the physicals and all that stuff, and it sucks. But if I had to try to pinpoint something, I think that the Packers, obviously, it depends on the health of their team, you know, coming into, the beginning of next season. I think so you got to see what's up with Dobbs and Christian. Obviously, Romeo having a few plays this year where he ended up a little banged up and hit his head on the ground. So seeing where he is with that, and, you know, you never know. It's kind of that Tua situation where it can be, a week, or it can be, it can extend out longer than that. So we'll see. I'm praying for him either way, but I just think it kind of depends on the health of the team. And it's looking right now like obviously they might need some receiver help in one way or the other, just based off of what they have available. And maybe a veteran or something in there. I don't know. We'll see.
Would you be open to Davante Adams returning to the Green Bay Packers, Chew?
Well, a few things. I don't think the Jets are going to discard him because what they give up for him, a second-round pick?
I think they.
And if he's,
but Chewy, I think they're not going to have a choice if they don't want him. He's got a $38 million cap hit. They can just cut him, and it's a $30 million savings.
He's not he could be a piece. He's not the final piece. I mean, he's going to be, 32 years old? 33
next year. But he was 33. Top 5 in NFL this year in receiving yards per game.
Go back to Goody. Goody got rid of him for a reason, right? I mean, if the money
Goody didn't get rid of him. Goody made a mistake and didn't give him a contract extension, and Adams decided he wanted out.
Yeah, but this would be the equivalent of a third contract, correct?
I mean, this would be a...
Goody doesn't like the...
Yeah.
Look, is he a piece? Yeah, he'd be a nice piece to have. Is he the final piece? Am I willing to say, Davante Adams comes in here, that's it, that's all they need? No.
Well, at the wide receiver group, I think that you just check that off the list and you go to other places, certainly. I don't think you want to be bringing in multiple wide receivers.
33. He's 33.
Yeah.
So,
and he was top 10 in the league in receiving yards per game still.
I know you're asking me what do I think. I'm telling you what I think. A 33-year-old receiver is not going to cure that room. It could help. It could get them in the right decision. But if all they're going to do is bring Davante Adams in and say, we're great on offense, I'm not buying it.
But I mean, it would give them a legit number one receiver.
He's 33.
Yeah, and he had a tremendous season last year.
Okay.
Better than anybody, I mean, not even close. I mean, he played 14 games and still had over 1,000 yards receiving.
Yeah. No. At 33, I'm going to say no. $20 million at 33?
But I don't think you'd have to pay him $20 million.
Well, based upon what you think about and what you're saying about him, it sounds like someone would.
Well, I mean, you're going to have to pay. If you want, you're going to have to spend money in order to address that situation, Chew. You got to spend money. What else are you going to spend it on?
Chocolate chips in my banana bread.
That has nothing to do with anything.
That's all I'm saying. I'll take that as a win. Yeehaw!
Will the Italians coming up next?